team, and as always, Alana Rizzo along as well. Well, so the problem has not been good. They've lost 5 of 6, but the thing is, everybody else in the division is struggling as well. Look at the losing streaks across the West. Arizona, after their red-hot start, has dropped 4 in a row. San Francisco had swept the series to open a road trip. They've now lost 5 straight. The Rockies had won 6 in a row as well, but they've now dropped 3 straight. And so the silver lining is that the Dodgers are still hanging around and sitting at 7.5 games back of the Diamondbacks. And an opportunity tonight against a pitcher who has really struggled. Homer Bailey, 0-5 this season. He's given up more home runs than anybody in the National League. And in his last 4 starts in particular, as many home runs allowed as strikeouts pitched. So the Dodgers trying to get the offense going against him. Ross Stripling counters for the Dodgers. It's been a fun day already. The alumni game was earlier. Gibby was in the cage and playing in the game with Tommy Watson. Gibby was spraying line drives all over the place. Hershiser pitch. We'll talk all about it. Alana will fill you in on the details too when we come back.
All right, Joe, thanks very much. It is alumni weekend here this weekend at Dodger Stadium, and it's really all about the 1988 World Series championship team. A lot of the guys from that team are here this weekend. Sandy Koufax, of course, is in attendance as well. Tommy Lasorda, Steve Garvey, everybody getting to know each other. Oral Hershiser taking the hill, throwing behind his own teammate, Jerry Hairston Jr. Of course, a lot of laughs, and then here we go. Oral with a nice casual double play. No big deal. The Bulldog can do it all. He can pitch, he can turn the DP, and then Mickey Hatcher. How about this for a double? He joked and said he had a lot more padding on that slide. Loses the sunglasses, and then here it is. I think it's Jose Vizcaino with a nice single to get the only run of the game. The home team wins. What a wonderful weekend so far. Kirk Gibson. Of course, we have Sean Green there as well. And now time for the real game. Ross Stripling taking the hill. Hopefully he can do as good a job as Oral Hershiser.
Yeah, if he does anything like Oral did as far as turning that double play, the Dodgers are in good shape. You look so smooth, partner.
It was fun, I tell you what. It was an emotional time to have lunch with everybody, and a whole bunch of guys got a chance to speak. Vince Scully was here, hosted the luncheon, and he has not missed a step. He was absolutely amazing. And of course, great to see Fred Claire, Peter O'Malley, and it was an absolutely fantastic day for the '88 team and all the alumni that came out.
Now we turn our attention to this one, where the Reds are suddenly hot, having won 4 in a row. Prior to this run, they'd only won back-to-back games one time all season, and the season-high winning streak was just that, 2. Jesse Winker, their talented rookie outfielder, stands in, and off we go as Ross Stripling fills up the zone with a strike.
Ross is trying to turn this ship around. The pitching hasn't been as bad as people might think. It's the offense he needs to have get going, so put up a 0 and let him swing the bats.
It's a soft ground ball into the shift. Max Muncy starting at third tonight, fields it and throws Winker out. Closed captioning tonight brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Good night for Muncy last night. Drove in both Dodger runs in that 6-2 defeat. Dodgers still trying to get things synced up, right? I mean, it's like one night the starting pitching's not there. The next night it's the bullpen. Pretty consistently lately the offense has struggled, as you mentioned. Strike one on Jose Peraza. Last night it was Kenta Maeda allowing those 5 runs and failing to make it through 5 that put them in a hole they couldn't climb out of. The curve, strike 2.
Dave Roberts talks about playing a complete game. Every facet of the game at least up to average. Sometimes you can have an exceptional effort from a starting pitcher or the bullpen or the offense, and that'll carry you. But right now there's really no department that has been exceptional, so it has to be solid across the board to start stringing some victories together.
They've dropped 5 of 6, and over the last few weeks 5 and 12. Stripling to Peraza with a 1-2 and a fastball taken high. 2 balls 2 strikes. Peraza's been hot the last couple weeks, and really the whole Reds lineup has. Somewhat surprisingly, the last 3 weeks Cincinnati leads the National League in runs. Curve tap foul, and it stays at 2-2.
The Dodgers are getting everyone's best effort. And it doesn't matter if you won the World Series or lost in Game 7. When you play the Dodgers, you are going to be locked in.
Ground ball to short for Chris Taylor. Peraza flies, but Taylor throws in time to get him 2 out.
We were talking downstairs with Dave Roberts, and Ron Say was in the conversation, Steve Garvey. I think even Sandy Koufax might have been around. Just different guys just talking about, you put on the Dodger uniform, the other team comes into town, it doesn't matter what your record is, the Dodger uniform inspires others to play at their best. There was a jealousy, of course, in Sandy's day, and then the Garvey, Say, Lopes, Russell era. But, you know, they had their own plane, they had the beautiful uniforms, they had championships.
Joey Votto hacks one foul. And that's something about this ballpark too that I think inspires a notch up in performance.
Yeah, it reminds me of like going to Yankee Stadium or to Fenway Park. That man right there, Sandy Koufax, had some amazing nights in a Dodger uniform.
One ball, one strike on Votto, who has reached in 24 of his last 25 games. Behind Stripling 1 and 2.
You see those players, and Joey Votto is one of them that could play in any generation. You know, nobody ever projects Joey Votto that, oh, he couldn't play in the 50s, he couldn't play in the 60s, couldn't play in the 70s, couldn't play in the 80s. No, he can play in any generation. You can project his skills against anybody.
On a 1-2. Muscles a pop fly into shallow center field. Hernandez and Peterson. It's Peterson to finish off a 1-2-3 first for Stripling. 88 night at Dodger Stadium. Homer Bailey ready to take the ball for the Reds. It's been a fun day so far. Orel Hershiser, some of the loudest cheers before the alumni game with his introduction. With Chase Utley headed to the plate, and then Jock Peterson coming up in the 2 spot. Kemp is in right, hitting third. In the middle, it's Bellinger, Taylor, and Muncy. Hernandez in center. Barnes doing the catching for Stripling. This is the group Dave Roberts sends up to face off with Homer Bailey, a 32-year-old out of LaGrange, Texas. Has his signs from Barnhart, delivers to Chase Utley, 1-0.
Homer Bailey has struggled, especially the last 3 starts. Only 14 innings pitched in the last 3 starts, 15 earned runs. So if the Dodger offense is going to get going, this is a guy to get it going against.
It's his 9th start. Cincinnati is 0-8 in games that he's started so far. The last one happened to be the 200th of his major league career. Did not celebrate that one in style. 6 runs over 4 innings and included 3 home runs hit by the New York Mets. That is Cincinnati's last loss. 2-1 on Utley. Second straight game in the leadoff spot for Chase. Chris Taylor getting moved down in the order. Hitting 6th last night, hitting 5th tonight. Comes Bailey with a 2-1. Utley hits one to center. Scott Schebler for the first out.
Fielder number 31, Jock Peterson.
And here's Here's Jock Peterson. Dodgers only 3 runs in the 2 games in this series. They've had some opportunities. Hitting with runners in scoring position has been the biggest problem. An 0-1 to Peterson. It's queued up along third, but foul.
Every time there's an opportunity for the offense to score with the runners in scoring position, the guy walking into the batter's box starts to feel that focus and that pressure individually, and you have to block it out. You have to go about your business in a normal way, not thinking like, here's one more situation that we have not executed in, and now it's my turn to try and do it.
Peterson cracks his bat on what will be his first hit of this series. A broken bat single to right.
Bat does shatter, gets in on the label, but Jock does a nice job pulling his hands in far enough, and in doing that gets enough barrel on it to muscle it into right field.
Yeah, bring up Matt Kemp. So that's some bad luck so far in this homestand. 0 for his last 9, but that's with several balls that have been hit harder than 100 miles per hour. Anything above 95 miles per hour off of the bat is considered hard hit. Takes off of the inside, ball 1. Looks like Matt's got a fresh haircut too.
I didn't get to see it. I think he had a do-rag on downstairs. I didn't see it fully executed and exposed.
Swats one to right center field. Back-to-back one-out singles. Peterson and Kemp setting the table for the heart of the Dodger order.
Both guys hitting the ball in the same approximate spot. Matt Kemp as a righty, Jock as a lefty. Matt was a little bit firmer, and Jock had to hesitate after to make sure the ball doesn't get caught.
And it brings up a guy that the Dodgers need perhaps more than anybody right now. Cody Bellinger going through a really rough patch. With 2 on and 1 out in the first inning. He takes a changeup for a strike. And Cody right now kind of the, unfortunately, personification of what the 2 biggest issues have been for this team. Hitting for less power than they expected, and the struggles with men in scoring position, because he tends to fall into a lot of those situations, hitting the middle of the order. Strike 2.
It starts off with one problem. Maybe you have a little flaw in your swing, you get into a bad habit, and if you can't find the answer, then all of a sudden you get a second problem, and that's confidence. And all of a sudden, if you have a mechanical issue and a confidence problem, that's where a slump originates, and it lingers if you can't find one or the other. And I can't tell you which one brings you out of it. Sometimes it's confidence. You just go up there and say, forget about mechanics. I'm going to play baseball, and I'm a good baseball player. And other times, the swing gets fixed, and you can still go up there and hit.
Here comes an 0-2. Bellinger fouls it off. We'll do it again.
And just like in the playoffs World Series, where they found a hole, the league found a hole of a down and in breaking ball to him, all of a sudden the league is really attacking him with elevated fastballs on the inner half, and they don't even have to really hit the spot for him to miss it. He's been given some ones right down the middle where he's missing the ball.
First inning RBI chance for the Dodger cleanup man. Another 0-2, and he went to that high fastball to retire him. And there were slumps last year. Every player goes through slumps, but I'm not sure we've seen as dejected of a look from Cody as we've seen these last couple of nights.
It's maddening for him because They got all the data. He goes back and looks at the video. He knows where they're attacking him. He's working on that place and others. And so to get the pitch, the one you've been working on, and still miss it, you just want to pull your hair out.
There's another guy they'd love to get going, Chris Taylor. Batting with 2 on and 2 out. Taking ball 1. Taylor hit leadoff most of last season, hit leadoff for the first month and a half this year. And Dave Roberts electing to drop him down in the order these last 2 nights. One ball, 1 strike.
Chris and Cody really raised the bar for themselves coming into this year. I mean, they both had unbelievable years. And now coming into spring training, know where that bar is that they are supposed to at least bump up against. The farther this goes, as far as them struggling, the clock starts to shorten in a way where they go, all right, I can still turn this around and get to last year's stats. I can still turn this around and help this team in a big way. But as it continues on, the calendar starts to say, I might not have enough time to reach last year's stats. You better concentrate just on today and not trying to jump over that bar again.
Takes outside 2-2.
You get into that mode of trying to get 3 hits in 1 at bat. You get in that mode of man on first and still trying to hit a grand slam. Try for little things and maybe big things will happen. Try for big things and you can't even accomplish the little things.
Taylor's worked it full. Peterson and Kemp will get a head start. Cody set such an initial high bar like you're talking about as a rookie last year. For Taylor, the bar that he set, the critics coming into this year asked the question, can he repeat it? And he's shown flashes of an ability to. But the full body of work so far hasn't matched up with that high bar. On a 3-2, he takes it low and away to load the bases.
Every hitter will tell you sometimes it takes a walk to get it going. Start tracking the ball and jog down to first with some positive energy.
Which Max Muncy brought some of last night. Drove in both Dodger runs with a double off of the wall and left and a home run. A pair of Texans facing off here. Bailey pitches and Muncy takes a strike.
Who would have thought on May 12th of this year you would say right man in the right spot and it would be Max Muncy.
I don't know, he hit it hard a couple times in spring training when we were down there. Yeah, I'm with you.
I'll tell you what, he is the right man in the right spot right here.
And on an 0-1 pitch, it's a ground ball right side. Votto with a diving stop from his knee, throws calmly to covering Bailey to finish the inning. Never got in a hurry. Knew just how much time he had. The Dodgers come away scoreless.
Joey Votto ranges to his right, and you're right, a great baseball clock to take his time and unload this. A strike for the 3rd out.
this series, and as we look at our Land Rover Performance Spotlight, he has not stopped since arriving at Dodger Stadium. He's homered in both games so far this weekend, and he leads off this inning against Ross Stripling by taking a strike.
He is definitely a rhythm hitter. The swing is a little longer than most, but seems like he has a very good knack for timing pitches up.
This is a guy that homered 4 times in 1 game last June. The least likely guy ever to do it. 17th ever to do it. Nobody had as few home runs as he did when he accomplished it. Takes a strike on the corner, 1-2. He entered that night against St. Louis with 38 career home runs over his first 5 years in the majors, and wasn't even supposed to play that night. He was a late addition to the lineup. Chase is here, and he's the first out of the second.
The hitters, when Ross Stripling falls behind, are hitting .391, but Ross so far tonight is 4 for 4 on his first pitch strikes.
Quietly having a really good season, Ross Stripling is. He faces Eugenio Suarez with the bases empty and 1 out. And it's gone from being quietly a really good season to kind of front and center an important piece with the injuries they've had. And is locked into the rotation, at least for the short term, with Kershaw on the disabled list, with Ryu on the disabled list. And to start on Sunday through 68 pitches, and figures to see an increase in that. Starter by trade. He's worked mostly out of the bullpen the last couple of years, though. His 1-1. Catches the corner, 1-2.
As his career has progressed, he's throwing more and more breaking balls. Throws over 50% breaking balls. The slider and the curveball.
Goes to the curve there, and Suarez lays off.
Also additional confidence this year in the changeup, which he got Scooter out with. Breaking ball has always been outstanding, but added more and more sliders because he could throw it for more strikes, using the breaking ball to steal strikes and maybe finish people off with.
You put all those off-speed pitches and those breaking pitches together, and it leaves him with fastball usage that is the 4th lowest in the National League. It was at less than 40% of the time. Throws it here, and it's driven to right center field. Matt Kemp flags it down, 2 away.
Not only has Matt Kemp's range gotten better, but his jumps have gotten better. I think he's more in tune with the game, pitch for pitch, with wearing the Dodger blue and having a chance to win here.
Brings up Scott Schebler. I mean, it really is. It's really been cool. Any person you ask, even if you're prodding, like, okay, has he really been a great guy to work with? Has he really been a great teammate? Because there have been rumblings about him being difficult in Atlanta and San Diego. Stories about him not being the easiest guy his first time around here. Every single person you ask says he has been amazing in every regard. Schebler pops it foul, 0-2.
I think he's really comfortable in his own skin now, where he is in life. On the field, off the field, just comfortable with what he's doing. Proud, but in a humble way, of what he's accomplishing and how he's going about his business. There's so much more integrity, I think, to the way he goes about his daily work and how he's with his teammates and in the community and everything. He just has really been a fine citizen and a great guy.
And oh yeah, he's hitting .324.
That'll help, but I don't think our compliments are coming because of his average.
Right. Completely right. 2 balls and 2 strikes on an old Dodger, Scott Schebler.
And who are we to judge? We're just to observe and listen to others that were here before when Matt wore the uniform, and now that he's back, people like the way he's wearing the uniform a lot better now.
On a 2-2, Schebler hits it foul and stays alive. Schebler hitting just a .148 in May. He's hitting .320 at the end of April. He's worked around an early season injury, already disabled this time with an elbow injury. Takes one right down the middle for strike 3, and Ross Stripling has retired the first 6 men that he's faced. To the bottom of the second, no score.
Win $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today in your app store or on MLB.com/BTS.
David Bailey Jr. goes by Homer, is his grandfather's name. Homer Bailey, 32 years old, from LaGrange, Texas, and facing Kike Hernandez to open this second in a scoreless game. Starts him with a strike. Bailey was the 7th overall pick in the draft 14 years ago now. And rocketed through the minors. Was the youngest player in the National League when he debuted in 2007. Top prospect for the Reds coming up. But has not been the same guy since Tommy John surgery early on in 2015. Falls behind Hernandez, 2-1. In fact, in the 32 starts that he's made since returning, he has the worst record and the worst ERA in baseball at .624. Hernandez pokes it opposite field, base hit to open the second.
All 3 Dodger hits have been going with the pitch. Jock Peterson got jammed on an inside fastball. He's trying to get the barrel out. He did. Matt Kemp, an away fastball, drove it to right field, and Kike Hernandez, same thing. Up and away, drive it to right.
And the 8-hitter Austin Barnes to the plate. It's not easy to have a .395 on base percentage as he does when your average is .193 like his is. And even with him not swinging the bat well, he's found a way to get on base consistently. Takes ball 1 from Bailey.
Something that Dodger fans and staff appreciated about A.J. Ellis when he was here. Same thing that Jock Peterson in the lineup a lot of times when he's hitting for a low average. He could still find that walk and an on-base percentage that was higher.
Barnes goes the other way with a base hit. Back-to-back opposite field singles to open the second.
That one will boost both the average and the on-base percentage. Well done by Austin Barnes. And hey, look again, they're going with the pitch and using the opposite field. Loving this Dodger approach on offense.
3 of the 4 hits so far have gone the other way. Well, Ross Stripling fresh into the rotation the last few weeks, and that means fresh into resuming his bunting practice and his pitcher's BP. Now, this is something that he's working every day at, finding himself in a sacrifice situation here. Pulls it back and hacks it foul. Joey Votto halfway to home plate and hitting the deck when Stripling let that swing fly.
Absolutely love the reaction from Votto. And it reminds me, because the red uniform is out there, when Pete Rose was short of the hit record, I had a situation like this, pulled it back and swatted at it. And I said, you better not charge like that. You might get one in the teeth and never get to the record. He goes, try again. I popped it up. He goes, right turn, get out of here.
See if he's bluffing again, or if this time he tries to lay it down, instead takes a strike. Joey Votto sure has fun playing this game.
Yeah, when you hit for an average that he does, and power, and can play defense, it's a really fun game to play.
Just like golf when you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Try it with 2 strikes, and it's foul. He's the first out.
Number 26, Chase Utley.
Well, Stripling unable to move the runners up. Second time through the order now. Here comes Chase Utley.
And as far as for pitchers, that's like not getting a hit with a runner in scoring position, or getting in that guy from third with less than 2 outs. It is failure to execute. It kills you if you do that over the course of a season.
Utley lined to center his first time. Bailey pitches and misses ball 1. Well, the Dodgers 3 for their last 29 with runners in scoring position. Utley's been good though in these situations. Hernandez is second and Barnes at first. He hits a pop fly. Shallow left field. Duvall has it, 2 out.
Number 31, Jock Peterson.
And it's up to Peterson with 2 out. It's like Groundhog's Day right now.
It sure feels like that. And the feeling I get sometimes when the games start out like this, because of what we're going through here in 2018, is don't have a quiet offensive game and just let the Reds hang around, and then all of a sudden you get the big disappointment at the end. You got to capitalize early. First 5 innings of setting the table and then failing, it burns you at the end.
Breaking ball for a strike on Peterson. Two on, 2 out, 0-1. Gets off of the glove of Barnhart, moves the runners up 90 feet.
A little bit of a cross up right there. Everything from the wrong pitch to, I was expecting 2-seamer and you threw me a 4-seamer that cut. But it could have been a complete cross-up where it should have been a breaking ball, at least with Barnhart's fingers. And Bailey saw a fastball.
Leader of that staff, Tucker Barnhart. He's used to having to kind of guide some of the younger pitchers through it. Homer Bailey on the other end of that spectrum. They've been around a long time. Jock Peterson trying to put the Dodgers in front here in the second inning. On a 1-1 pitch from Homer Bailey. He hits a fly ball to right center field. Winkers back with Schebler. The edge of the warning track. He's got it, and that's that. They stranded 5 through 2. No score. Today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
That's the combined group of the '88 championship team that was honored, and then all the alumni that was out today, stretching all the way back with Don Newcomb and Tommy Davis and Sandy Koufax, and all the way forward to Jerry Hairston Jr. and Eric Karros and all those guys. The whole group with the skipper in the middle.
Tucker Barnhart to lead off the Reds half with a third in a scoreless game. And he takes a strike from Ross Stripling. Boy, you sure made Jerry uncomfortable in his at-bat.
I knew he was mic'd up, and I knew he hit that, the home run last year. At least it was a call to home run. So guys were saying he needs to go down.
Kind of needed to be put in his place.
Yeah, we made him skip rope, and then we threw a ball behind him, and I don't know what he was saying into his microphone. Then I was really glad to get him to pop up.
Yeah. Ned Coletti was saying back in studio, this is a really important pitch for our entire team.
Yeah, so we don't have to hear about Jerry, what he did in an alumni game for another year. He'll figure out a way to make that pop up into a base hit.
2 balls and a strike on Tucker Barnhart. Stripling not getting the corners on those last 2 with a rookie umpire back there tonight, Jeremy Rehak. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. It's our Carl's cam. Oral, you letting Jerry know who boss is.
Oh, look at him come out. I didn't have anybody in the big leagues charge me. Hubie Brooks charged me, came halfway, but Jerry, he only had a couple steps in.
Yeah.
He realized who was on the mound.
That's right. You don't charge the Bulldog. Big curve. He swung. And Stripling has his 3rd K, 1 away in the 3rd.
7 for 7 with first pitch strikes, and finishes them off with a sharp breaking ball. Yes, he did go around.
And Jerry takes the game way too seriously, but I will say he was pretty entertaining with the microphone, working the umpire.
I think I'll go home and watch that after our game. Watch the replay.
Adam Duvall with one out. Strike one.
Speaking of 1988, and I know up in the owner's suite right now, a lot of the guys are probably watching the game. Hopefully they have the volume on. That curveball from Stripling reminded me of Brian Holton's curveball. Exact that 12-6 optical illusion curveball. Like that one right there. It's so hard for a hitter to pick up when to swing because they don't have that third dimension with a little angle to it.
Goes back to it, and Duvall pounds it into right center for a base hit. They'll hold on with a single. First base runner of the game for Cincinnati.
Pitcher, number 34, Homer Bailey.
No Billy Hamilton in the lineup tonight, so the pitcher bats ninth. Bailey shows bunt and takes ball one. Bailey and Stripling both from Texas, but I think Homer a little more of your traditional Texan, at least in personality. Here Ross has the personal finance background. That's a strike, 1-1. Homer Bailey, an unabashed outdoorsman, still wears cowboy boots, loves driving his truck around. He grew up on a 40-acre chicken farm with 70,000 chickens.
What's for dinner? Chicken.
Bunts it foul, and it's 1-2.
So we got the city slicker on the mound from Texas, the financial guy, and we got the rural kid that grew up on the farm with all the chickens at the plate.
Yeah.
And they're going toe to toe against each other, pitching this game tonight in Los Angeles.
That's right. Stripling with a 1-2. Paints with a fastball for strike three. Is fourth.
Location, location, location. Ross Stripling's fastball. The league hits almost 400 against it, but not when it's located there.
Reds looking for better luck second time through. Here's Jesse Winker in a scoreless game, third inning. Winker grounded to third in the second pitch of the game. Started him with a curve and got a strike. Never forget the way that curveball looked in Ross Stripling's major league debut in San Francisco on that night in the light rain. He took the no-hitter into the eighth inning. It was removed because of the high pitch count, less than 2 years removed from Tommy John surgery at that point. That curveball was falling from the sky. San Francisco had no shot. Change up for strike two.
The league still has trouble with that curveball. I know he gave up a hit this inning on it, but he's hitting around 150 on that curveball. They haven't gotten hit this year on his changeup.
Fastball hit softly, got in on the hands. Muncie's waiting on the right side. Ross Stripling's faced one more than the minimum over 3 shutout innings. To the bottom half we go. We were talking about Jerry earlier. Listen to this guy.
Now you're going to warn him? Are you going to warn him now? I don't care how many MVPs he's won. You warn him. That's a warning.
This season, the SoCal
the '88 championship team in the building today. Matt Kemp hits the first pitch that he sees from Homer Bailey, softly to short, and he's the first out of the third inning.
It's a beautiful ring, and it was a lot of fun for all of us to win it and then receive it. And Tommy Lasorda at the helm drove us all to the edge, and we'd run through walls for him. Gibby set the tone early, and Tommy continued that tone all year.
Cody Bellinger with one out. You know, what was Tommy's ring size? That thing is huge. And it's ball one on Bellinger. Strikeout his first time. He's now 1 for his last 13 with 8 strikeouts. Two 2-0. On the corner for a strike, 2-1.
Just what happens when you're struggling. Pitchers start hitting the very edge of the strike zone.
Bellinger hits a high fly ball to deep right field. That's the way to break out of a slump. Solo shot, and the Dodgers lead in the third. You can almost see the weight of the world lifted off his shoulders as he hits home run number 5 of the season. It gives the Dodgers the lead. And you can tell by the reaction of his teammates too. They know how much he's been grinding away on it. Chris Taylor shows bunt, pops it in the air, diving attempt from Bailey, and because he hit it in fair territory, Taylor's aboard with one out.
Number 13, Muncy.
Ball's got a lot of spin on it, and it's going to stay fair because Homer Bailey's going to make an attempt to catch in the air, and now once he contacts it there, it is a fair ball, and there's no way you're getting Taylor.
So home run for Bellinger. Taylor aboard on what is ruled a bunt single. And Max Muncy with one out. Ball one.
Notice the location there, down and in, not up and in. Cody able to extend his arms, and that is a sweet spot for lefties and really sweet for Cody.
We've seen Bellinger on this homestand grinding away during batting practice. Even working with Justin Turner some during batting practice. Turner filming on his cell phone some of his rounds. Then they go off to the side, look at the video on his cell phone together. Going to several different sources. Of course, still utilizing the man to his left there, and Brant Brown, utilizing the hitting coach Turner Ward. Getting as many opinions as he can to try and break out of this prolonged slump that he's in. Muncy ahead 2-0. He fouls it off 2-1.
His reaction right there and the conversation he's probably having is almost like that's not enough yet. And not meaning that's not enough yet, I'm competitive, I want more, meaning I'm going to need a little bit more salve on the wound before I feel like I'm back. But it sure is a start. Grinding on the mechanics still.
The 2-1. Once he takes a strike, it's one that he'd like to have back and have a shot at. 2-2. Cody growing up around the game, of course, with his dad, Clay Bellinger, major leaguer, most notably with the Yankees in those late 90s squads. Muncy swings and misses for strike 3, 2 out. And Cody used to go to the games, and even when Clay was coming up through the minors, Cody would go and would always carry around with him one of those big orange plastic bats. And as soon as the game ended, a lot of the kids wanted to go in the clubhouse and hang out and see Dad. Cody, cool, good to see you, Dad. Now come out and pitch to me. And would go take swing after swing after swing, whether that was back on the real field or in the batting cages. From the earliest age.
Last year, it probably felt like he had the big orange bat in his hand hitting in the big leagues. Right about now, it feels like he's probably got a broomstick. And he's trying to make that thing bigger and bigger to barrel up more balls.
That is a great feeling, isn't it? That big orange bat when you square up the big white ball.
Yep. Don't miss it very often.
No.
Very smart marketing ploy by whoever invented that.
Now they did one on Hernandez. It's like the basketball hoop with the rim that really gives. And you can buy those where more your shots are going to go in.
Right.
Yeah.
Compared to those tuning forks. Hated that really hard rim. That ball's bouncing everywhere.
Hernandez pops it up. At center field, Scott Schebler. Dodgers finally on the board. They've had a hard time bringing guys in, but they've found something they've been looking for. A Cody Bellinger home run, giving that fan a souvenir. Patented high arcing drive off his bat, and after 3 innings, Dodgers up 1-0. Southern California BMW Center today for exceptional offers, or visit SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family, only at Jack in the Box. Ah, yes, the Coogee sweater. It's alive. Jose Peraza leading off this inning and taking a strike from Ross Stripling. The real
sure
thing, huh?
is. This is the one. This was it. You had a
different one.
Yeah.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Where's my Coogee?
Oh, yeah. You got the other one.
Got my own.
And that picture there, when you at the break, that was Steve Sachs behind me with his glasses. Alfredo Griffin was on that float. I think Tommy was on the float. So it was an awful lot of fun to parade through downtown. Mickey Hatcher there, Rick Dempsey, Alfredo Griffin, Saxy, Tommy.
All dressed
Mike
like
Davis behind the trophy.
All dressed like perfectly normal, humble human beings there.
Except for the Coogee. Is that what you're referring to?
No. Where is your red collar, though?
I know. I don't have the red collar on today. I've kept it. Yeah. I got the red collar sticking up. I think that was a polo, a red polo.
They make those still.
Thanks. So you're saying, what are you saying about the sweater? It's old. You
Actually,
wish the moss would have eaten it.
1 and 2 on Peraza. I swear to you.
Yeah.
I put this on and I said to BJ Krajewski here, our stats man.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
You like it?
Kind of looks good, I think. I don't know.
We might have to find one on eBay for you. You got to give that back to the fan that brought it up to you.
Stripling drops a breaking ball in for strike 3, and he matches the season high with his 5th.
Can I take my sweater off now, guys?
19, Joey Votto.
Only you can answer that.
I'm going to take it off in between innings. It's kind of warm.
1 away for Votto. Barnes tried to pull that one back in there, but wasn't getting the call.
There's framing, and then there's pulling it back in about 1.5 feet.
When Joey Votto's the hitter.
Yeah, you're not getting that pitch.
And he got a rookie umpire who's not about to call Joey Votto for a pitch off of the plate. Boy, that changeup has looked as good as it has at any point this year for us.
He actually seems like he almost has better arm speed on that. The arm speed comes quick and the ball goes slow. On the curveball tonight, it's got sharp break, but the arm speed is about the same as the pitch. So that extra piece of illusion and mystery for the hitter, when you can make your arm go super fast, have your hand kind of either slip through the ball a little bit, and now all of a sudden the ball goes out slow. That's when it's really hard to hit the changeup. That pre-pitch routine from Votto just cracks me up, where he takes the stride across home plate now.
Hard hit. Bellinger knocks it down and has no play. Boy, I'm not sure that he didn't have a play. Didn't even take a look to see if he could feed it to Stripling in time.
Number 3, Scooter Jeanette.
Well, Cody, one of the fastest Dodgers, unbelievable range in the outfield and in the infield. Upset with himself, and he feels like after all those steps, there's no way he's going to get him. He might win a Gold Glove someday. That's how good he is over there. Votto didn't completely get out of the box in a big way, but
Scooter Jeanette with 1 on and 1 out takes a ball.
that shutdown inning, got that run, that home run from Bellinger. 1 out, man on first. You're looking for it up a 0. Get your team some momentum.
Got Jeanette with a changeup his first time. One of his 5 Ks so far. Coming inside with a 1-0. Jeanette to right, base hit. So the first time they've had a man in scoring position. First and second with 1 away.
Number 7, Eugenio Suarez.
And the best RBI man in baseball over the last few weeks coming up, and Eugenio Suarez. 19 driven in his last 15 games. was after he missed almost 3 weeks with a broken thumb. Second game back, he had 4 hits. Two on with 1 out. Suarez takes a strike. Back-to-back fastballs, and it's 0-2.
56 pitches, 42 strikes. If you're a Red right now facing Stripling, you have a pretty good idea you're going to get something over the plate. I think Ross now can expand the zone. He's got the reputation that he can throw strikes. Now you can make it look like a strike, end up a ball.
Stuck with the fastball and got a pop-up. Kemp able to make the catch with Hernandez crossing in front of him. It's one of the first times this year there's been this orientation in the outfield with Peterson, Hernandez, and Kemp left to right, and you can tell that they're not perfectly comfortable.
Well, after Corey Seager's injury, Chris Taylor come in to play everyday shortstop. Kiki Hernandez, Jock Peterson's been out there in center. Yasiel Puig not out there today. You're right, communication needs to develop a little better than that one.
2 on 2 out for Schebler. Ripped foul. Scott Schebler from Iowa. He played 5 sports in high school there. Besides baseball, he played football, played basketball. In the spring, he played soccer because baseball was a summer sport in Iowa. And then his senior season, he added track and field in. Did it when he could within his soccer schedule. So part-time duty. And he still set school records in the 55-meter, in the long jump, and in the 800-meter relay as a part-time track athlete for 1 year. Son of a pair of engineers. He's 27 years old now in his 4th year in the majors. Coming off what was a breakout season last year where he hit 30 home runs. It's a bouncing ball right side. Chase Utley has it with a backhand and a low throw dug out by Bellinger. How good is he at digging those things out?
Well, somebody gets on because Cody doesn't glove it, but right here, this one he captures, and it's a good one to end the inning.
Homer Bailey to Austin Barnes to open this bottom of the 4th inning. Started him with an off-speed, strike 1. Dodgers in front of the Cody Bellinger home run against Bailey last inning. Right-hander nods with a sign. Home with the 0-1 pitch. Barnes bangs a base hit to right. His second opposite field single tonight.
This is the Austin Barnes we saw the second half of last season, where they could really depend on and barreling balls up consistently. And boy, what a nice approach he has tonight, collecting those 2 hits.
And Ross Stripling's going to get another chance perhaps to sacrifice. Unsuccessful his first time around. This time he lays it down and it'll get the job done. Votto throws him out. Barnes into scoring position.
Second baseman, Chase Utley.
Up comes Utley. After the successful bunt, Ross Stripling talking to his bunting coach there, Bob Guerin. Utley takes ball 1. Or the same for the Dodgers in these situations tonight. Now 3 for their last 31 with men in scoring position. Problem compounded when you're not hitting home runs. Thankfully tonight they have one, and it's why they lead 1-0. Good job by Barnes reading that one off with a bat, getting back to the bag and avoiding the double play. 2 gone.
You know, the height of that ball was bait for Austin Barnes, but the velocity he read off the bat and said, this is not going to make it. You see that, and that's going over his head, but it's not hit hard enough, and Austin read that part of it very well. Did not take the bait on what we all talk about, launch angle.
Jock Peterson with 2 out. That's a little bit low, 1-0. Well, since you brought it up, Jock's launch angle is way down. His average launch angle, a lot more ground balls. And he is getting on base, which he typically does when he's right. That power has all but disappeared so far this year. Just 1 home run. Takes a strike in the corner. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Different phases to hitting, and Jock came up here with power and ability to read the strike zone, but swung and missed a lot, and that was with a lot of different stances and also with the release of the top hand and a bigger uppercut than he has now. Now with a more disciplined swing, a little less aggressive, and keeping 2 hands on the bat. If the average goes up, what a lot of veteran hitting coaches will tell you is, I'll wait for the power. The power will come. Power will come in counts where he starts to let it go again. But if we can get the consistency and get the average up and more contact, I think the Dodgers are very confident that the power is still there. It's just when he gets to a point where he wants to open the swing up again. But they like the fact that he's staying with the kind of the shorter, tighter approach right now, looking for more contact, higher average.
Barnes is second with 2 out, and Bailey's 2-1. He's poked foul, 2-2. 1 for 2 tonight with a crack bat single against Bailey, who has allowed 7 hits.
Been a good outing for Homer, really. What he is coming off of the last 3 starts or so, this is he's dealing.
It's all relative. His last 3 starts, 4 runs allowed, 5 runs allowed, 6 runs allowed. Hasn't reached the 6th in any of them. This is a guy who threw 2 no-hitters in a 10-month span before that elbow surgery. In fact, back-to-back no-hitters across all of baseball. Through the final one in 2012, through the first one in 2013. Here he comes to the 3-2. Peterson yanks a base hit to right. Barnes is going to head home. Here's the throw, cut off. 2-out RBI single, Jock Peterson.
Only 1 home run so far this year, but this is his 14th RBI. Goes down and gets that. That's the kind of pitch that he normally would top, but now staying down and through, keeping the upper half of the body on that ball, elevates it for the base hit and the 2-out RBI.
Dodgers able to take advantage of the leadoff single and the successful sacrifice from Stripling. And up comes Matt Kemp. Strike 1. One ball, 1 strike. Two guys that debuted around the same time. Matt came up in 2006 as a 21-year-old. Homer Bailey came up in 2007 as a 21-year-old. Kemp set the place on fire. 4 home runs in his first 10 days. 7 home runs in his first 18 games in the majors. It wasn't until the next year when he became an everyday player, put up huge numbers. In fact, would have won the batting title had he had enough plate appearances to qualify for it that year. And his biggest season, 2011, when he finished behind only Ryan Braun in MVP voting with a slash line that is just astounding. 324. 39 home runs and 126 driven in. Both those led the National League. And he stole 40 bases. Here he pops it up. And in right field, Jesse Winker making the call to finish the Dodgers in the 4th. But they get a 2-out hit from Jock Peterson to bring home Austin Barnes. And after 4, 2-0. your Toyota dealer. Get incredible deals on a stylish new Corolla. On this date in 1956, Carl Erskine throws a no-hitter against the Giants. Sandy Koufax, the only guys with multiple no-hitters in a Dodger uniform. That was his second. Threw one against the Cubs a few years before that. And this one, the Dodgers lead it 2-0 as we go to the 5th inning, and Ross Stripling misses with a first pitch curve to Tucker Barnhart. Ross at only 60 pitches. This is now his deepest start of the year.
He's gone 66 and 68 pitches in his 2 starts and been way more efficient tonight and effective. I think Rick Honeycutt and Dave Roberts might push him into the 80 pitch area.
Fades a change in for a strike, 1-2. Curve, got him. They check down to third. Alan Porter said that he offered. That is number 6 for Ross Stripling.
Summer is around the corner, and it's the perfect time to purchase your summer 6-pack mini plan. Choose any 6 home games on the schedule from your favorite giveaway nights and preferred days of the week to great interleague and rivalry matchups. Plus, you'll get a cool t-shirt with your purchase. Visit Dodgers.com/mini-plans.
Got those 60th anniversary hats on. These kids did out in the pavilion. Adam Duvall, who singled his first time up, singles again. Just half of the Reds' 4 hits in this game. And he's aboard as Homer Bailey comes up. Strike 1.
A few more signs being flashed nowadays in bunt situations. You don't have the ability to really come in and visit. You have the ability, but you don't want to waste the visit. So Cody Bellinger been flashing some signs here. The Dodgers going to go with a pick or a charge. Ross knows then when Cody puts on the charge, maybe the pitch selection would change to maybe protect him a little bit. First and second, usually see the third baseman giving the signs. Third baseman's been changing so much with the Dodgers that Cody's usually out there at first, so he's become the captain of giving the signs over there. We'll see if that stays the same when Justin Turner returns. Joel Malfitano is in the house tonight for the reunion, the third base coach for the '88 Dodgers.
That's bunted in front of the plate. Muncy fields it and throws to a covering Utley. 2 out.
Right fielder Jesse Winker.
Another guy that made it back, the great Ben Hines, our hitting coach. The 2 coaches, and Mark Cressy, the bullpen coach. Billy Russell was here too.
Jesse Winker with a man at second and 2 out. The Dodgers in front 2-0 in the 5th. Strike 1. Saw our buddy from last night, Mickey Hatcher, with a double.
Yeah. Hatch, awesome guy to play with. Absolutely awesome. So much fun and so much heart.
Winker into left center field. That's a base hit. Hernandez comes up firing. Muncy will knock it down. Duvall's in to score, and the Reds are on the board with a 2-out base hit.
Shortstop, Jose Peraza.
Well, the two teams trade 2-out base hits. Bellinger's home run still keeps the Dodgers on top. A couple of pitches inside, and the second one, Winker looks like he's almost waiting for as he carves it to left center.
So Peraza to bat with 2 out. Takes just off of the plate, ball 1. Chopper to short, backs up Taylor. He'll go the short way just in time to get Winker. And that's that for the Reds in the top of the 5th. Halfway home with the Dodgers in front 2-1.
Fastball even up to the middle. When he can't execute, you at least need to execute when they miss the spot, and that's what Cody did for his home run. You didn't get it to my spot, but when you get it to the sweet spot, I'm not going to miss it.
And here he is to open the 5th, taking a strike from Bailey. Drags this bouncing ball to first. Joey Votto will step in the bag to get him for the first out. Boy, what's going on with the National League West right now, huh? You got the Arizona Diamondbacks lost their 4th in a row today. 2-1 to Washington. Colorado had won 6 in a row. They've now dropped 3 straight. They're winning right now late against Milwaukee, so it looks like they'll end that skid. The Giants had gotten hot. They've suddenly dropped 5 straight themselves. And so the Dodgers, while they're going through this miserable stretch, 7.5 back. It's not good, but it's far from out of the equation here in mid-May. With 1 out, Chris Taylor takes ball 1.
I'll tell you what, you can take it as a blessing, or you can take it as a, oh my gosh, we're not capitalizing on what's going on. And right now it's a blessing for the Dodgers that everybody is losing, and you see all those. I don't think anybody was better than 4-6 in their last 10 games, and most of them have had, of course, Just a streak of losses. And turn it around now. If they're all going to get cold, turn it around now. Get back in the hunt.
Taylor in a hitter's count against the homer-prone Bailey. Pulls one over the glove, down the line, into the corner. Extra bases for Chris Taylor. One out double. And he's been on all 3 times tonight.
Third baseman, Max Muncy.
7 of 9 of the Dodger hits have been on a Bailey fastball. League was hitting about 258 on his fastball prior to this, but not tonight. The guys in blue are picking on it.
That's the best barrels are overrated I've ever seen from Matt Kemp. Even had a little snarl with it.
You almost have to go back over that story now for a lot of the fans.
I'd be happy to. Muncy takes a changeup low, 1-0. His last summer in Chicago, Dodgers were playing the White Sox. Chris Taylor started the day by having one of the worst rounds of batting practice he's ever had, and didn't hit it a whole lot harder that day in the game, but happened to have 4 hits fallen. And so the joke became that he doesn't need to barrel it up. Barrels are overrated. And the hand signal after any hit that followed was to shake your hands as if you got jammed and really rattled, and it buzzed your hands. Look at this.
So now even when he does barrel it up, they give him barrels are overrated.
That's it. The 1-0 down the corner for a strike on Muncy. Max and Homer a little more similar as far as the Texan matchup than Ross Stripling and Homer Bailey. Max, like Homer Bailey, an outdoorsman, enjoys hunting and fishing. He's ahead 2-1. Brant Brown, the assistant hitting coach, said the other day about Max Muncy, his collar is as blue as his helmet and his hat. But Taylor at second and 1 out. Well, he bluffs him back there. Ground ball, base hit inside the bag. Muncy's driven in Taylor. He'll stop at second. Back-to-back doubles, 3-1.
Max is smiling and he's making his teammates smile. Rolls over this changeup, but hits it in a really good place. A couple of hits last night, a home run, and here gets this double and an RBI.
Third one in the last 2 nights from Muncy. Up comes Kike Hernandez. Fouls back the first pitch. Hernandez hit was an opposite field single. Seen a lot of the Dodgers go the other way tonight. It's ahead 2-1. Fly ball to left field. Adam Duvall is there, out number 2.
Catcher, Austin Barnes.
And it brings up Barnes, who's 2 for 2 with a pair of opposite field singles. They're going to put him on intentionally and force Dave Roberts' hand to make a decision here.
Barnes being intentionally walked.
He's going to send up Ross Stripling.
You might only get one more inning out of Ross Stripling, but shortening the game for the bullpen is more important right here for Dave Roberts than picking up a possible another run. Ross is throwing the ball really well, and pitch count is in very good control.
71 right now.
Maybe he's thinking about letting him get all the way up to 90. He's letting him take this at bat.
Three runs on 10 hits against Homer Bailey. They stranded 5 over the first 2 innings, didn't get anybody home. Bellinger started the scoring in the 3rd with a solo shot. Single runs in the 4th and in the 5th as well.
Suarez is deep at 3rd. If Ross wants to try and bunt for a hit, if he thinks that's his best chance.
He can run a little bit too.
He can. He's a pinch runner.
Takes a strike.
Two out, even runner in scoring position. I might even be licking my chops if third baseman played that deep.
Lays off 1-1.
Looks like he's got the right approach, just trying to make a little chop swing. If he decides to swing, make contact, give himself a chance.
Jackson Stevens warming in the Cincinnati bullpen. Homer Bailey about to throw his 80th pitch. This 1-2. Just misses. 2-2.
Might have caught a break right there. That looked like a pretty good pitch, especially against pitchers. You usually get this one called. Good call, just a tad low.
Fouled into the glove for strike 3, but the Dodgers get one for the 3rd inning in a row. Back-to-back doubles from Taylor and Muncy, and after 5, it's 3-1.
Cam, and why not Ross Stripling? Tied now, career high 6 strikeouts. One more, he'll break that record of his own. Fastball has been very good, 90 to 94, located well. The curveball has been a good swing and miss pitch. And the changeup has been outstanding again. Throwing the ball so well that Dave Roberts decided not to pinch hit for him and let him continue in this game with the lead.
Those 6 strikeouts. You mentioned him matching a career high. His back-to-back starts as a rookie very early on in his rookie season. Mostly out of the bullpen last year. 4 innings in his first start this year, 4 innings in his second start. Here he goes into the 6th, ready to face the heart of the Cincinnati order. And their leading man, Joey Votto, to start the inning. 1 for 2, a single and a flyout. Strike 1. Talk about Joey Votto's ability to get on base. One of the best we've ever seen as far as on base percentage. In fact, the 12th best on base percentage in the history of the game. Behind 0-2. The 11 guys that he's behind. A guy from the 1890s. Barry Bonds. And 9 Hall of Famers. Guy in the 1890s, his name was Bill Joyce. In fact, played for Brooklyn at one point. And he kind of earned that high on base percentage partially through reputation for being really tough on the umpires. They didn't want to make him mad. He once threw his bat at an umpire when he was upset with a strike call. Not even a strike 3 call, just a called strike. That one's a little bit outside and it's 2-2. He once complained about the strike zone so much in a game that the umpires made Brooklyn forfeit the entire game. They just said that's it. Jaguars getting loose. It's Bill Joyce, one of the 11 guys with a better on base percentage than this man. Full count.
When he threw the bat at the umpire and it wasn't a called strike 3, you would think the at bat was over for him.
Yeah, that hurt the on base percentage. What was he thinking? Joey Votto starting the 6th and taking a curve for strike 3. And he gave a very flummoxed look out to Ross Stripling as if to tip his cap with that look. Ross Stripling with a new career high 7 Ks.
I don't have the stat yet, but if this is Ross Stripling's career high in strikeouts, what a guy to get. But I am having Rick Prajewski look up how many times has Votto struck out looking. It's got to be a rarity. Prajewski's getting into our broadcast too much.
Too much. Way too much.
Way too much.
Strike 1 on Scooter Gennett.
We're just going to have to look at him and give him hand signals. No more mentioning his name.
No more talking to him.
No, don't even talk.
Just look.
Send him a piece of paper with a note.
Don't even do that. Gennett forks one right through the shift for a 1-out base hit.
He either hits it over the wall or he's got a steering wheel on his bat.
9 for 13 in this series.
Cody's over there. Can I get a few of those?
So that's going to do it for Ross Stripling. Dave Roberts making the walk out of that dugout. It was one heck of a performance tonight. He's going to go to JT Chagua with the Dodgers in front 3-1. And Dave very appreciative of the Stripling effort. They get a good hand from this crowd, and the bullpen will try to protect things.
hyped up on his bobblehead night at Dodger Stadium. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, Friday after the postgame show on Sportsnet LA.
Ross Stripling 5 1/3 and a career-high 7 Ks. You got a great hand from this Dodger Stadium crowd of close to 50,000 tonight. We'll sit back and watch his bullpen try to lock it down over the final few.
Outstanding night for Ross, and I was too excited about Joey Votto's looking strikeout. That was his 10th of the year. Should not even have had Krajewski look it up.
I guess it makes sense though, right? I mean, if he's a guy with such a small zone for himself, he's not going to chase much. There are going to be some borderline pitches it'll take. But I see where your head was at. You don't figure Joey Votto strikes out much. Eugenio Suarez hits the first pitch off of Chagua's glove. He just now finds it and has no play. Likely would have been a double play had he gloved it cleanly.
Center fielder Scott Schebler.
It hits you in the glove, it usually stays, but I think this one hits the heel and rolls up. Yep, it hits the heel of the glove, and that just kind of, what's that thing called in high lie? The basket they use? That's what it kind of flipped out of there like that.
So now Schebler. And the Reds catching the break here and getting the potential tying run to the plate, and a very powerful guy. Chagua pitches. Ball 1. We've talked over and over about the Dodgers getting things synced up, playing a complete game. Got a little bit of power tonight. They've gotten a 2-out RBI hit. They got a great starting performance. Now can the bullpen hold up its end of the bargain? Good pitch, 1-1.
Power two-seamer from JT, commands both sides of the plate. Slider that's firm, late, not a big one, kind of a short, tight break to it.
Almost hit him.
Come out of that bullpen and your heart is pumping. You got some adrenaline running through your body, and you just got to wait to explode when that front foot hits. If you fire too early, you're going to jerk it. And that's what a couple of these pitches have been.
Here comes the 2-1. Allen tails back in there, 2-2. We've had 2 sets of identical pitches, I think, out of the first 4.
2 perfect ones and 2 kind of pulls. You can just tell on those ones he throws for a strike there on that inside corner, his front foot has hit. There's a lot of good pitching about 1 heartbeat after your front leg lands.
Buried that one. Good stop by Barnes. And the count is full.
You can get a pull out of your hand too, and I think this one's more on his hand. He's patient with the lower half, but right at the end he doesn't trust it enough, so he tries to make sure with his hand and pulls it down there.
Two on, 1 out, and a 2-run game in the 6th. On a payoff pitch, Schebler cracks it foul and cracks his bat.
Well, they've worked him in. All fastballs and a slider, but all to the left-hand side of the plate. At some point, it's a hole, and another time, the hitter starts to realize it, and he starts to look for it.
High fly ball the other way. Peterson back, still going at the wall. It's gone. And so is the lead in the 6th.
Catcher, Tucker Barnhart.
Up fastball, trying to get it in. It runs back over the plate. I didn't think he got it at first, and it was really close at the end. A lot of backspin and a lot of arc on that ball. Helped it carry on out of here.
Schebler's 4th of the season, and the Reds have taken a 4-3 lead. Tucker Barnhart swings and misses, strike 1.
You mentioned it earlier in this inning, Joe. We've got to play a complete game. And that is a heartbreaker right there, but there's still innings left.
Barnhart to left. That's a fair ball. Peterson plays it in the corner. Barnhart follows the home run with a double.
The fielder, Adam Duvall.
Here's Duvall. Came into the game 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts in this series, but he singled both times against Stripling. Now against JT Chargois, he takes ball 1.
JT came into the game 14 innings pitched, only 8 hits. The league's hitting 167 off him. If you're going to complain about anything that he's done this year as far as when he's gotten in trouble, it's been the walks. Those 14 innings, he's had 10 walks, and they've come in bunches. He's not used to getting hit.
That is Pat Venditti warming for what would be his Dodger debut, just called up earlier today. Ball and a strike. Now the script has kind of gone back and forth. Great outing from Walker Buehler in the first game. Bullpen was not good. Last night Maeda was not good. The bullpen was. And then back to the first game script in this one. Stripling very good. Chargois struggling.
He was left-handed. Now he's warming up right-handed. Do not check your TV. He does that, and he has a 6-fingered glove, so he can switch back and forth with the same glove.
Be an interesting setting on your TV to be able to change handedness of the pitchers you're watching. 2 and 2.
Little different than the SAP button.
Yeah, right. And what is this? The color wrong? We need to turn the contrast up. I swear he was left-handed last time we saw. Oh my gosh! Somebody check the tint.
That's what happens when you push last, the button on the last button.
Right. Chargois gets Duvall 2 away. You know, and it kind of goes back as the Dodgers watch the lead slip away here. You got to look back at the first 2 innings when they stranded 5.
Yep. It shows up everywhere when you're struggling. And a game that you feel like you should have blew somebody away ends up close. They end up doing something at the end, or the ball just bounces the wrong way and it spirals.
Alex Blandino pinch hitting for Homer Bailey, so the Dodgers officially into the Reds bullpen now.
It is not a perfect game, even when you're going well, but you have to play baseball probabilities and execute as often as you can to give yourself the best chance to win.
Blandino takes a slider for a strike. That also makes this one similar to the first game of the series, where the Dodgers stranded 8 runners over the first 3. Barnhart at second, 2 gone, and Chaguada Blandino with the 0-1. Hold fair. Pinch hit, RBI hit. Blandino trying to turn it into a double, and does. They lead at 5-3. Dave Roberts going to go to Venditti. Chagua's worst outing as a Dodger has seen the lead go from 3-1 to 5-3 Cincinnati. And his night is finished. He establishes what he's going to do. The batter establishes what he's going to do, and that's it. You can't be switching back and forth, as it happened one time early on in the minors for him. They spent 5 or 6 minutes, him and the hitter, a switch hitter, flipping back and forth, changing the glove hand, and then they said, no, we're not going to do that every time you come in to pitch against a switch hitter.
Especially in the days of one flap helmets. You got to go back to the bench and get your other helmet.
Go ahead.
You're going to face the switch pitcher.
Yeah.
Bring a 2-flapper.
Jesse Winker at the top of the Reds order. They've scored 4 runs in this inning. And he starts Winker with a strike. 41 major league games in Venditti's career. He pitched mostly with Oakland in 2015. Handful of games with both the Blue Jays and the Mariners in 16. This is his first big league game since then. Here comes his 0-1. Frisbee pitch misses inside, ball and a strike.
Venditti had a very nice spring training, impressed a lot of people, and it almost continued to give an opportunity after opportunity to see when he was going to falter, and he really never did. He went down to Oklahoma City in 15 games, 2-0, a save, and an ERA in the mid-1s. So he continues to impress, and he's getting his opportunity. I can't wait if he turns around next inning or this inning and goes right-handed. If the fans here think that it's a new pitcher or is it him?
As a high schooler, Pat would start on back-to-back days. Day 1 as a right-hander, day 2 as a left-hander. Something he's always worked on back to when he was 3 years old. It was his dad's idea. His 2-2 to Winker. This is low and the count is full. They're standing in the front yard. His dad said to his mom, "Hey, what do you think about this crazy idea? What if we try to teach him how to do everything with both hands?" Winker stays alive. Pat said he realized at a pretty early age that with just one hand he's average, not much to set him apart. And this is something he had to do if he wanted to stand out, wanted to get to the level that he's reached. Pitching left-handed for the first batter that he faces as a Dodger. And it's hit on the ground to third, knocked down by Muncy, up with a throw to get him. That does it for the Reds in the 6th, but they changed the game going from down 2 to up 2. The Dodgers will have to come from behind tonight. Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com.
3 great Dodgers. That picture was today, of course. Walker Buehler all smiles when you're next to Don Newcomb and Sandy Koufax. Walker hoping he ends up with a resume like those two on his left and on his right. David Hernandez comes in for the Reds to now protect the lead. He hasn't pitched in a few days, but he's got very nice statistics.
Celebrate his 33rd birthday tomorrow. So let him celebrate then. I think his last day as a 32-year-old tough. Top of the order for the Dodgers with Chase Utley in a 5-3 game in the 6th. And the first-year Red comes home with a first pitch strike. 9th year in the majors for Hernandez, his 5th different team. Orioles, Diamondbacks, Phillies, Angels, back to the Diamondbacks last year. Here's his 0-1. That's a ball. It's 1-1.
Fastball, slider, curve. He'll get it up there around 95, 96. Slider will drop down to about 85. Doesn't throw a changeup. He'll use an off-speed pitch, take it down with a curveball.
Otley with a line out to second.
What's better than watching baseball and eating Dodger dogs? On Monday, May 21st, we're offering $1 Dodger dogs to all fans in attendance. Buy up to 5 Dodger dogs per person per transaction. We know you're going to want to eat a lot of them. We got to keep the line moving. And on May 21st, when those Dodgers host the Rockies, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Jock Peterson now. And you know, we touched on it at the start of when it happened with Chagua, but as that inning went on, kind of lost sight of the fact that on the first pitch that he threw, he should have been out of that inning with a double play. Peterson fouls it back, and it's 0-1. Had a comebacker in and out of his glove, but if he fields it, it is probably a 1-6-3 inning. The inning ends with the Dodgers still in front 3-1.
That's part of that, playing a complete game. Tough part about that play is finding it. The catch, Shaggy's going to say, I probably should have caught it. I wish it wouldn't have hit that part of my glove. But once it deflected where it did, it is hard to find it.
Peterson bunts through it, and it's 0-2.
Right at your feet, he's at least going to get one out. But boy, when it 22 feet away from you. Again, another maddening thing that happens on the Dodger diamond that has not gone their way.
And then it all becomes relative with the Reds getting 5 runs. You look at the Dodgers having stranded 9 over the first 5. We're talking about that as much when they led by 2. 0-2. Ball 1. Peterson 2 for 3 tonight. That includes an RBI single his last time up. Dodgers got single runs in the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. And now with 1 out in the 6th, Peterson takes ball 2. Pop up. Peraza, 2 out.
Right fielder, number 27, Facet.
And up comes Kemp with the bases empty. Turns his shoulder on one that drops into the zone for a strike. And now can't lay off strike 2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and David Hernandez with a shutdown inning following the 4-run top of the 6th. calendar. One more on this homestand tomorrow on Mother's Day. Team travels to Miami Monday and opens a 6-game road trip. Those 3 with the Marlins and then 3 with the Nationals. Pat Venditti now pitching right-handed, delivers strike 1 to Jose Peraza. And the Dodgers hoping to get both Justin Turner and Logan Forsythe back on that trip. 1-1. A little spinner by first and foul, 1-2.
Pat throws below bat speed. And the most impressive thing about him is how fine his control is with both sides. It's hard enough to develop good mechanics to be a major league pitcher from one arm, but to do it with both arms.
It's got a strikeout of Peraza, his first as a Dodger.
He's a breaking ball pitcher from both sides. Fastball location has been outstanding because he kind of slows you down and then dots the fastball to put you away sometimes. Right-handed, and watch the glove switch here. Oh, we're going to go over here. Left side for Votto.
And sidearms one in there for a strike. I mentioned the relationship him and his dad had, with this being his dad's idea originally that he try pitching with both hands. They worked tirelessly at it. It's a pop fly here from Votto, and in center field, Kike Hernandez will wait on it to come down. 2 out. Almost every single day for years and years as Pat was growing up, sometimes more than once a day, they'd work out with both arms. He'd throw a baseball, he'd throw a football with both arms to try and strengthen his left arm. Naturally right-handed. They'd throw before school. They'd throw during the lunch hour. They'd work out under the street lights. His dad retired from his teaching job partly to be able to help focus on helping Pat chase his dream. 2 gone for Scooter Gennett in a 5-3 game in the 7th. Gets one by him, strike 1. Gets one by him at 83 thanks to that deception.
Remember Jamie Moyer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Could blow it by you at 83.
At 83, right. Pat stayed in his hometown for college. Pitched for Creighton, the Blue Jays. And then 7.5 minor league seasons in the Yankees system before he got his first opportunity in the bigs with Oakland a few years back. The 32-year-old Pat Venditti in his Dodger debut. He's retired the first 3 men that he's faced. Happen to be the top 3 in the Reds order. One and 2. Little hesitation and a pitch down and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That worked against Votto. Got him to fly out to center. Know thyself. And he knows he doesn't have the most dynamic stuff, but he uses what he has very well.
He's induced some uncomfortable looking swings. Eighth pitch to Scooter Gennett. Another base hit to right. How about this guy? 10 for 13 in this series.
Third baseman number 7, Eugenio Suarez.
He's absolutely on fire. Long swing out in front, enough swing to drop it into right field. Fastball in, turn on it, hit it for power. He's been able to do it all.
Brings up Suarez with 2 out in a 5-3 game in the 7th. Cody just looked at Scooter and said, I don't really know why he threw it either. Both kind of had the same look.
He probably threw it to warm up his right arm. And just to get used to finding a little bit of a release point on that side of his brain.
I think they're discovering the same thing we are and having the same reaction. Ground ball. Knocked down at third by Muncy, and he has no play.
Max has had a couple of those at third base. One kind of deflected to his left, still recorded the out. It was Vendetti's first out when he came in the game last inning. This one kind of clanks around, but going to his right, much longer throw, a quicker runner.
It's an error on Muncy. And now Scott Schembler has the biggest swing of the night. Opposite field 3-run home run. Strike one.
This was a big hit. They were pounding him in with fastball. Chagua wanted to come fastball in, but it ran across the plate, and Schembler made him pay.
Quickly 0-2.
You have to do something exceptional, especially with this velocity level of Pat. And his 2 things that he does exceptionally well are location and movement. He is not thinking velocity. He'll change speeds on you. He's not worried about top end. He has to establish to a big league hitter that he can do more than one thing. He can't live with one pitch.
One will get back and out of play. Still 0-2.
One good pitch, you can compete. 2 good pitches, you're probably going to pitch really well. 3 pitches that you can command in different speeds, you can dominate. He's got 2. And when the location's on, he's pretty doggone good.
Josh Fields getting ready down in that Dodger bullpen. Five runs on 11 hits for Cincinnati tonight. 3 runs on 10 hits for the Dodgers. Spoils another, stays at 0-2.
Can you take a little bit more off? He's not taking very good swings. If you could take off another mile an hour or 2, you're probably going to not hit the end of the bat. You make him swing and miss.
Fights one off into center field. Hernandez lays out to pull it in and save a run. And Pat Venditti, in his first game in the majors in 2 years, pitches a scoreless 1 1/3 thanks to some help from his new best friend. To the alumni game. Hershiser working on Jerry Hairston Jr., and I'll let you take us through it.
Well, I made him skip rope, then I threw it behind him, and then, you know, worked my way back into the count, got him to pop up, and if that's the highlight of the day, I hope it doesn't last. I hope
Cody Bellinger swings and misses, strike one.
We need a comeback.
Well, one of the highlights in the second game of the day here is Cody Bellinger's home run. I didn't want to say one of the highlights in the real game. I don't want to undermine what you guys did. 1 ball, 1 strike. David Hernandez in his second inning of work here after 1-2-3-6. Beach ball. Beach ball delay.
We can only hope that the baseball coming from the mound towards the batter's box starts to look like a beach ball for Cody Bellinger.
Hernandez gets in on him, and in center field, it's Schebler to put it away.
Shortstop, number 3, Chris Taylor.
Quietly been a pretty good night for Chris Taylor. Started with a walk, and he bunted for a single and ripped a double down the line. So as many hits tonight as he had in his previous 19 at-bats. First pitch curve, drifts in for a strike. Now, when Taylor reaches 2 or more times as he has tonight, the team is 9-4. When he doesn't, 7-18. Same pitch, same result. Oof. Just off of the plate, ball 1.
Didn't make it all the way back. A couple of lazy curveballs, a couple of fastballs away. What's he got for him now?
On a 1-2. Got him swinging. Hernandez has retired all 5 that he's faced.
Number 13,
Back to the deuce, and it is lazy again on the inner half. All 3 of those breaking balls would be considered hangers if you hit them. Effective, I guess, when you swing and miss.
Here's Muncy.
That reaction tells you that Chris thought they were hangers also.
Yanks a line drive to right field for a 2-out hit. Muncy 5 hits in the 3 games in this series and 11 ABs.
Center field number 14, Hernandez.
Dodgers needing a bloop and a blast. This could be ruled a bloop. He didn't get all of it, but he got in the right place.
And it brings up Kike Hernandez representing the tying run. As pitching coach Danny Darwin comes out for a visit with Hernandez. Bondy Peralta.
A strategy chat and a little delay to let Peralta get ready. Danny has really simplified the philosophy of the Cincinnati Reds pitching staff. He was a guy that was a tough customer and a competitive guy, pitched in anytime and especially when he needed to, and he's brought that kind of toughness to the staff. Got these guys living inside a little bit more.
Hernandez, where one swing could tie it. Ball one. Had a game-tying home run earlier on this homestand against Arizona. The bottom of the 9th inning of that first game. Now is his 5th, which is tied for the team lead. One ball, one strike. Jeremy Rahak, home plate umpire in his first season in the majors. He's only 30 years old. Breaking pitch for strike 2. Rahak played college baseball at Ohio. He's been in AAA the last 3 years and then got the call up earlier this season. Runner at first with 2 out, and on a 1-2. Hernandez takes it in the dirt for ball 2.
PK can hit that fastball away if he elevates it a little bit. He also can hit that lazy curve. That curveball, one thing I worry about with that pitch with Kike is, can he keep it fair?
He's worked it full, and that'll give Muncy a head start. Barnes due next. In a game the Dodgers once led 2-0, once led 3-1. Cincinnati with a 4-run 6. There goes Muncy. The 3-2 is dribbled along third and foul.
It's a breaking ball, and the way it's been hanging and staying on the inner half, it's hittable. Kike also having to be up to the bat speed for the fastball. It's going to be hard to keep that curveball fair.
Another payoff. Strike 3 call. That does it for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th. They trail 5-3 to the 8th. Dodgers presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.
All right, thanks, Joe. Right now, the difference in the game, former Dodger Scott Schebler's 3-run home run. Ned, Dodgers have some work to do.
Got a couple more innings, John, to get it done.
All right, Ned Nomar will break it down after the game. Alana will have reaction from the Dodgers clubhouse. Stay with us.
I love that the analysts now have speaking parts on that hit. Progress, Oral.
I like it for Nomar. I like it for Ned. I don't think I like it for Jerry.
I actually didn't even give Nomar a speaking part there.
Not there.
You have a speaking part to tell us about Josh Fields.
Well, Josh is having a good year so far. He's had a couple rocky outings. All bullpen pieces do, but be consistent throughout the year. Continue to put up good numbers. This is a guy you can rely on.
Tucker Barnhart leads off the inning, fouls off the first pitch. Well, Fields had given up a home run in 3 of 4 outings on that road trip, but a pair of scoreless outings on this homestand thus far. Bottom part of the order here. And it's one of the Reds' hot hitters, Barnhart, leading it off. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Reds catching the Dodgers at a good time. The Dodgers catching the Reds at a bad time. Worst record in the National League, but going for a 5th consecutive win tonight. Two and 1. Ball 3.
Josh loves to finish you off with a high fastball. And when he can drop that curveball in from that same plane, he has his most effective outings. Falling behind, it's usually arm side high.
Chopper, Utley, 1 out.
The fielder number 23, Adam Duvall.
Brings up Adam Duvall. Tonight is 2 for 3. That started his career with the Giants and was traded to the Reds in the Mike Leake deal 2015. The trade sent him 90 minutes within where he grew up. He's from Louisville. Takes one on the dirt, ball 1. As close as he grew up to Cincinnati, he had actually never been to a Reds game before he put on the Reds uniform. Actually kind of crazy. He had only been to 2 major league games in his life before his major league debut. Went to one as a kid in St. Louis, one as a kid in New York. His friends and family up at just about every homestand now. He hits a towering fly ball foul, and it's 1-1. The Reds broadcasters tried to nickname him in his first year in Cincinnati the Louisville Slugger, but they got an email about copyright infringement pretty quickly. Cease and desist. Two and 1. He's very much the modern hitter. Last 2 years, number 6 in the National League in home runs. He's hit more than 60 of them. Last 2 years, number 2 in the National League in strikeouts. Only guy that has struck out more in the league over the last 2 seasons, Will Myers in San Diego. It's this ball in the air to left center field. Hernandez for the second out. And David Hernandez is going to hit for himself. That means the Dodgers will see him for a third consecutive inning in the bottom of the 8th. Or Jim Riggleman just doesn't want to burn a pinch hitter with nobody on. As Wandy Peralta appears ready. First at bat for Hernandez in 6 years.
I would think with Austin Barnes getting his 2 hits off of right-handers that Riggleman might want to give him another look and bring in the lefty. Do anything you can to upset a hot hitter. Even going against the grain and bringing in a lefty to face a righty.
Yeah, the Reds bullpen in this series has given up just 2 runs in 16 1/3. That's the last 5 games, beg your pardon. 3rd best in the majors in that span. Hernandez punches one to right that Kemp will catch. Josh Fields with a 1-2 3/8. To the bottom half we go in a 5-3 game.
Fans in attendance and receive a Corey Seager bobblehead commemorating his back-to-back Silver Slugger awards, courtesy of Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
David Hernandez is going to stay in the game to face Austin Barnes. 5-3 Cincinnati on the strength of a 4-run 6.
Stretching him out, 28 pitches. Austin Barnes has been hot here tonight. Looking to start, stir something up.
Dodgers getting single runs in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. They led it 3-1 before that 6th inning. JT Chargois gave up 4 runs, 2 charged to Stripling, 2 to him. Trying to come from behind in the late innings to avoid their 6th loss out of their last 7. Till's in for a strike 1-1. With the pitcher's spot due next, Dave Roberts has put Yasmani Grandal in the on-deck circle. Roller to short for Jose Peraza. As soon as Grandal is introduced, Jim Riggleman's going to call on the lefty and make Yasmani flip around and bat right-handed. In the 8th inning at Dodger Stadium, the Reds with a 5-3 lead. Yasmani Grandal coming to the plate against a new pitcher when you come back. Two-thirds scoreless in the series opener, and he's out there to face Grandal here in the 8th in a 5-3 game.
20 appearances. He is a workhorse. This will tie him for the National League lead in appearances at his 21st. Had the most appearances last year as a rookie, 69 in the National League. So he has done very well, and somebody the Reds will put out there anytime.
Yasmani hitting in the pitcher's spot. And on deck now, Chase Utley's spot in the order is Kyle Farmer with the left-handed reliever in the game. Peralta to Grandal with strike one. Series wraps up tomorrow, 1:10. Rich Hill for the Dodgers. Luis Castillo counters for Cincinnati, another rookie. It's outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the numbers for Castillo, just looking ahead to tomorrow, are not good. He has a 6.47 earned run average. But as Eric Stephen pointed out today on True Blue LA, the Dodgers in games against starters with ERAs above 5 are 2-8. And staring at another loss against one of those guys tonight. Homer Bailey. The Reds 0-8 in Bailey's start so far. They're leading 5-3 in this one. 2-2 on Grandal. Full count. He walks, and they get the tying run to the plate here in the 8th inning.
Looking for anything.
Number 17, Kyle.
Little spark.
Kyle Farmer. Only a matter of time before this guy gets that first career major league home run. He's just missed a couple of times. Five-3 eighth inning. Grandal at first with one out. Farmer takes ball one from Peralta.
Most of the right-handed hitters from Peralta will get that fastball around 95, 96, and then the changeup. He'll use the slider against lefties.
1-1. Base hit into center. Kyle Farmer with a pinch hit single. First and second, one out.
Reds not with a full shift, but they are shifted around to pull, and Farmer hits this one more up the middle.
And with the left-hander on the mound instead of Jock Peterson, look who's coming up. The roar of the crowd tells you that you never know with this guy. Tells you more than the 202 average does. No matter the numbers, must-see TV. Jim Riggleman's coming out, and he's going to go to the bullpen. Peralta's stay is a short one. Threatening against the Reds bullpen. Back in a moment. And I hope he still has breath for it. Look at him coming out of the bullpen.
It's one way to work off the adrenaline and start to feel like you can handle the nerves when you get on the mound. Seen a few guys do that over the years.
The situation that he enters is not a pretty one. Tying run on base. Potential go-ahead run at the plate. A pinch hitting Yasiel Puig. The veteran Hughes ready to go. His first one. Come after a look at second. Hughes, the longtime Pittsburgh Pirate. 6 seasons there. Last year with the Milwaukee Brewers. And very good here in his first season with the Reds. Puig pulls it to third. The throw to second. A double play. And in the blink of an eye, this threat dies. having. Forsythe's second game there. Turner's first. Both guys went 0 for 3, but I'll tell you, it's not necessarily about the results in those games. It's about getting the reps in and feeling ready to go in a major league game.
It is really good to see those guys on a ball field and running around and healthy.
Some defensive changes. Max Muncy is now in left field. At third base, Kyle Farmer. Yasmani Grandal stays in and catches. And Pedro Baez comes on to pitch.
So Pedro with his heater and the breaking ball and the changeup, he continues to try and mix those secondary pitches in, which has given him some softer innings. The key for him is getting ahead in the count.
Austin Barnes has also moved from behind the plate to second. Did you get all those, Bulldog?
Changes?
Yeah.
Muncy, Barnes, Baez. One more I'm missing.
There's a couple more in there, but I got you. Billy Hamilton hitting. Shows bunt, takes the ball.
Grandal.
Oh, yeah. You just reading your roster over there?
I was actually wanting to see if Dave Roberts had any comments on Turner and Forsythe before the game to kind of add to our video on them, but I didn't get there. I didn't take Evelyn Wood's speed reading course. Picking on me, huh?
No, I didn't mean, I wasn't picking on you reading your phone. I just meant I thought you were kind of throwing names out, hoping that you'd hit the guys that had switched in.
I think I got it right.
You did. You did. Yeah.
Barnes is in left field. Just kidding.
It's a strike. Baez ahead Hamilton 1-2.
Petey came out during the alumni game and was visiting with Alejandro Pena. Kenley Jansen came out, Josh Fields, Rich Hill. Saw Clayton Kershaw was out visiting with Sandy. Matt Kemp was out for a long, long time. The old guys appreciate the young guys coming out to say hi.
Hamilton slaps it to third. Kyle Farmer gets his feet wet and gets Hamilton 1 out.
You have to field that one cleanly with that guy running.
That's for sure.
Not only field it cleanly, but exchange it quickly and get it over there as soon as you can.
Really, Hamilton, you know, in a minor league season, once stole 155 bases in 149 games.
It's pretty amazing. I don't care what level you're at.
He once scored from second on a ground out. Peraza with 1 out. Takes strike 1.
He must have been stealing on the pitch to score from second on a ground out. I don't know, though. Deep in the hole at third. Long throw across the diamond. The guy's out. He comes around third, beats the throw.
He once scored on what turned into a sacrifice fly to the second baseman in short right. Second baseman was playing in, went back, caught it in short right field going away. Hamilton took off and scored. Outside and 2-1 on Peraza. There's another story that he tagged at second on a fly out to deep right field and took third and just kept on going and scored. The other team appealed at second and the umpire called him out. And when he argued it, the manager argued it. Peraza over a leaping Taylor for a base hit. The umpire admitted, I'm not saying I saw it, but there's no way. It's impossible. You had to have left early.
Number 19, Joey Votto.
There's a guy up in the owner's suite right now that scored from second base on a wild pitch. His name is Kirk Gibson.
One of the coolest things, I'm going to say the coolest thing that I saw today with the alumni game and the '88 team back is Kurt Gibson lining ball after ball during batting practice. Joey Votto with 1 on and 1 out. This is Kurt Gibson battling Parkinson's. Not just playing in the alumni game, not just showing up to the alumni game, not just being around, actually partaking and looking as good as anybody in the swings he's taking. It was awesome.
He's quite a guy. He's an inspiring individual even now. He inspired us in a big way walking into camp and spring training in '88, and it continues to this day.
Strike 1 on Votto. With Tommy looking on.
He's commenting on every swing.
Look at that. I mean, just a flick of the wrist, space it to right.
Yeah. Keep the body still, throw the hands at it.
Ball and a strike on Votto.
He in some ways was the guest of honor with the team. He was the last speaker up at the luncheon, and he was so humble and so gracious to all of us as teammates. And you know, so much has been made of the home run, he said, and so much of the spotlight has been put on him because of the home run. And in his words, he said any one of us could have hit it because we all put the work in. For that moment to come up and for it to be him was humbling, and we all appreciated his humility and his greatness. That's why he was such a great leader and a great teammate. I hope he comes around a lot more often now, not just on alumni games or another bobblehead night if they have one for him, but come out throughout the summers as these seasons continue.
And I'm sure that and hopeful that he felt warmly received in his few times back already this year.
I know for sure with that. Boy, he had smile after smile after smile, and all of us had an amazing day.
Baez to Votto with a 1-2 pitch, and he slices a base hit to left.
You know, it wouldn't have happened without Stan Kasten and Lon Rosen, and Steve Brenner put a lot of work in, and the whole organization to bring everybody back. 3-2 slider. Sure as I'm breathing, partner. Eckersley's going to throw it to a left-hand hitter, and Gibby stepped out before the 3-2 pitch and remembered that, stayed on it, and cleared the wall. That was the foundation of that 1988 World Series championship.
Well, after the 13th Reds hit of the day, Grandal out to talk to Baez before Scooter Gennett bats. For the Dodgers in the bottom of the ninth, 3, 4, and 5 coming up. And there will be no Raisel Iglesias today. He's thrown 3 days in a row. It's going to be Jared Hughes.
This is the part of the game that we've talked about an awful lot. Sometimes the bullpen has faltered and ended up with a loss. That might happen today, but also the bullpen needs to finish off games to give the offense a chance to come back. And so those opportunities to dig yourself out of a hole, when it's a shallow one, it's one thing. When it's a deep one, that ends up being pinned on the bullpen. All the different facets of the game that the Dodgers need to improve in right now.
And then in 2. Gennett with his 3 for 4 night tonight. 10 for 13 in this series. Chops one the other way. That is a fair ball. They get the out at third. Out in time at first. Jeanette beats it out. 2 gone in the 9th.
It's good to record the out at third there, and with the spin on the ball from a left-handed hitter, kind of get the footwork a little jumbled right there. That little kind of stutter step over the bag gives Jeanette a chance to beat that one out at first. A little easier hop at third, a little better timing and footwork. You might be able to get that throw off a little quicker, get that guy at first.
Suarez comes up with 2 on and 2 out. And again, Kemp, Bellinger, and Taylor coming up in the bottom of the 9th against Jared Hughes. Suarez 1 for 4. Pops one off the end of the bat. That's going to reach the seats. And ricochet back down. Bellinger catches it inning over. Just kidding. That's not how it works. Arena baseball.
Well, I don't want to rub it in, but in my day, before the improvements here to Dodger Stadium, that was an out. That whole light blue section is fantastic for the fans, but it took a little bit of foul territory with it, and with it went some outs.
It's another reason games are longer.
Exactly. Play 10-inning games almost every night because of the first 6 rows that we've crept the fans in, which is great for the game. More people get to be up close and personal with the players in the game. But it definitely has changed the length of the game.
Not just here. That's across all of baseball. They've gotten closer.
It's a strike. It's a strike now instead of an out. And the pitcher is hoping to get him out again, and the hitting coach is very happy that his hitter is still in the box.
Suarez spraying souvenirs all over the place here with 2 gone in the 9th inning. Under contract through 2025 after that long-term extension this spring. He'll be 33 when that runs out. The 1-2. Ball 2.
Those last 2 pitches for Pedro, the spray pattern is too wide. The 0-2 slider was up and just off the plate. Big league hitter will not offer it that, and then that last fastball not even close. So it's almost like this at bat is starting over right now. You can understand Yasmani having trouble figuring out what pitch to call.
Not close. Full count.
0-2 to 3-2. I want to root for him, but I also got to be honest. Got to tighten that stuff up.
Yeah, 0-2 to 3-2 without anything enticing.
Yeah, if the slider gets hit, the first one, which was close enough, it was a bad pitch.
Now he gets a fastball by. Finally attacks. And it's 97, so it's tough to catch up with. To the bottom of the 9th. 2 to tie, 3 to win.
Number 27.
Couple of defensive changes. Billy Hamilton, after pinch hitting, is in center. And Scott Shebler moves from center to right field. No Raisel Iglesias. He's thrown 3 days in a row, and so Jared Hughes tries to go 1 2/3 for the save, and he's going to have to go through the heart of the Dodger order to do it.
Matt Kemp has started a lot of rallies off for the Dodgers this year. We're in a good place with him up there, and then Cody Bellinger on deck, who has a dinger tonight.
Jared Hughes, 4 saves in his major league career. Out of those 400 appearances, starts Kemp with a strike. Kemp shoots a glance back at Jeremy Rayhack. He was very upset with Rayhack on a strike 3 called his last time up in a similar spot. So 4 saves for Hughes, the last one on this date a year ago as a Brewer. 1-1.
Tall drink of water out there on the mound, kind of gangly, and kind of comes at you with that slow, methodical delivery, and then right at the end kind of brings the ball from behind his back at you.
6'7", 240. Ahead of Kemp, 1-2. It's a local guy, Rancho Santa Margarita. It's a Santa Margarita Catholic. And then Long Beach State. Is 1-2 to Kemp. Softly hit. Charging it short. Peraza. Bare hand throw is in time. What a play for the first out of the 9th.
First baseman number 35. Cody Bellinger.
Well, when Peraza charges, it's in a hurry. He's got great wheels, and he uses them right here to get this ball in a hurry. But then the next step is the bare hand and the accurate throw. Votto helps him out with the stretch, but it was all most of the work done there at short. Center of the hand had time to even drop that ring finger down on the side of the ball. Scooted over there to first.
So the Reds breathe a sigh of relief in that they get Bellinger with the bases empty. Has a home run tonight. Could hit it 500 feet here, and they'd still have the lead. Takes one low. Bellinger tried to tee up Chris Taylor. Waits on deck. Dodgers had won 17 of their last 19 against Cincinnati, including 8 in a row coming into this series. The Reds came in at 10-27, the worst record in the National League. One on Thursday night 4-1, one on last night 6-2. And lead here 5-3. 3-0 on Bellinger.
Down by 2. You're for sure taking 1, and you might be taking 2.
He bunts a 3-0 right back to Hughes, 2 out. Dave Roberts can't believe it.
3-0 take, 3-1 bunt, I don't mind, but the cardinal rule on a bunt from a power hitter for a base hit is base hit or foul. Nothing back to the mound. It's all about the third base line, and if it stays fair, you're safe. If it goes foul, you're still swinging the bat.
Especially in the context of your 1 ball from bringing the tying run to the plate. And now Chris Taylor needs to reach to give the Dodgers hope.
That is the residue of trying to do too much when the team is headed in the direction it is. And personally, you had a home run, but you're still wanting to do something more for them. It's too much effort. Too much thought.
Taylor's reached 3 times. Single, double, walk. If he can reach again, Muncy would have an opportunity to tie it. Down to their final strike. Two and two. Takes it low and away, and the count is full. The payoff from Hughes. Taylor yanks it to short. Peraza's got it, and the Reds have taken another. The Dodgers have dropped the first 3 games of this series to the team with the worst record in the National League. They've lost 6 of 7 overall now.
It's another tough night. Happy early Mother's Day is about all I can say about this one.
Ain't too happy yet. Let's hope tomorrow's a happier day. Alexis play of the game, Scott Schebler's opposite field 3-run home run against JT Chagua to take a 3-1 Dodger lead and flip it upside down. They added 1 more in the inning and finished the game 5-3. For Earl Hershiser, Alana Rizzo, and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium. Series finale tomorrow, 1:10 first pitch. It'll be Rich Hill against Luis Castillo. Stay tuned. Right now, it's Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.